What is up, everyone? Welcome back to my channel. I appreciate y'all coming by once more to Kiss TV. Now we're going to be talking a little bit about the Apex Legends update that just happened less than 24 hours ago. It has to do with some nerfs and some changes to the game foundation as far as weaponry and champions. Specifically, the Wingman and the Peacekeeper, they were nerfed. We're going to be talking about that a little later, as well as a couple of champions that have been nerfed or have been, I guess you could say, upgraded. Now, I know everyone's really excited for Season 1 and the Battle Pass. Respawn has stated that they still have a lot of work to do as far as getting ready for the day. They still have things moving on. I actually have a lot of respect for the actual game makers themselves, because they have since stated that the reason why they have not covered all the issues that we may have wished they would have covered, the reasoning behind that is that they want to do less frequent updates, but when they do update, have a better, more positive impact on the game itself. Now, the official word on the update has a lot to do with legend balance and hitboxes for Season 1. I'm basically going to be reviewing the update based on my findings in a Reddit post, which I'll leave a link here below. This is what they have said so far. We make less frequent, better tested, higher impact balance changes in order to minimize the impacts on your time spent mastering the game. And what that means is the less changes that they have to make to improve the game means that we can spend more time playing and less time adjusting to those changes. Now, the core philosophy of Respawn is to accept and to process all the data and player feedback of the game so that they can play test a ton of things just to get things right. They don't want to make any hasty changes around launch, which was, I don't know, 3-4 weeks ago now. There's a lot of players still learning the game, including me, with a lot more legends dropping in every single day. I'm really excited for the changes that they'll be implementing in the game, and I'm really excited for the next major update and the opening to Season 1. The first major thing that they have fixed is weapon balance. Now, specifically the Wingman and the Peacekeeper. Those two weapons have been the talk of any video or Twitch stream. They are two very overpowered weapons. I wouldn't necessarily call them overpowered, but they're just very powerful weapons that are necessarily geared towards more experienced Battle Royale players. It's designed to be a weapon with a higher skill ceiling. They've adjusted the rate of fire of the Peacekeeper with shotgun bolt attachment, so players will have a larger window of vulnerability if they miss their shot. Also, the scarcity of energy ammo and the low number of energy weapons overall has made these weapons difficult to main. So they've kind of increased energy weapon and ammo availability parallel to the original change of the Peacekeeper with the shotgun bolt. Also, since the Skull Piercer Wingman is designed to be a weapon for people who can land their shots, the rate of fire has now been reduced from 3.1 to 2.6 shots per second. Also, the damage multiplier on the Skull Piercer headshot has been reduced just a little bit from 2.5 to 2.25. And then a major thing that's been changed on the Wingman is that the base hip fire spread has been increased, and the rate of which hip fire spread decays has been decreased. And what that means is that someone with, let's say, an R99 or R301 or even an alternator who has a high rate of fire in the past would have a problem against somebody with a Wingman who's just hip firing and landing those headshots. Now, they make it so that there is more of an incentive to aiming down your sight so that it is more likely for you to land your shot. It's less likely now, while the base hip fire spread has increased. As for the Peacekeeper, the shotgun bolt rechamber rate has only been reduced for the Peacekeeper, and in general, because the availability of the Wingman and the Peacekeeper were so high, they have since reduced that in all zone tiers, in all areas of the map, so that maybe even the Devotion, the Havoc, and the triple take would have a better chance of getting picked up. Now, the question is, why didn't the Mozambique or the P2020 get a buff? And I'm not mad about this because of this explanation that they have posted. Now, the P2020 and the Mozambique have not been buffed, have not been changed at all, even though everyone knows that those two are the weakest, most useless guns in the game. They are literally just above a melee attack. We all love the Mozambique, but there has to be some sort of power curve where you have your less weaker guns to more powerful guns. And the Mozambique and the P2020 are obviously on that lower end. It just means that some weapons will be weaker and more common, while others will be stronger and rarer. Some weapons are intentionally less powerful until fully stacked with purple attachments and hop-ups and whatnot, while other weapons on the bottom of the power curve are your early game slightly better than melee weapons. So, you drop down a P2020 and a Mozambique is better than no P2020, no Mozambique, and no gun. So that's the reasoning behind why that has not been buffed or changed. And I can agree. We all like to talk about the Mozambique, about how trash those guns are. So we're just gonna move on. On another note, some of the additional patch notes says that they have fixed some script errors that were causing people to occasionally disconnect during matches. I have personally experienced this, and I'm glad they have fixed it. I have not run into the problem in the last 24 hours where I would just try to open up my inventory and I would just lag out or I would disconnect to the server. Hopefully this will be a one-time fix thing. I no longer have to run into that problem because I don't want to be second place and lag out and lose a game. It's not fun. We're going to be talking a little bit about their discussion on addressing legend balance and hitbox feedback. What their goal is to be able to have characters with different sizes, hitboxes, and ability kits, but still have each character be roughly equal in power level, win rate, and viability of pick. What that means is there's this range from what we already know to be good legends versus bad legends, and we all know or have some type of awareness what are the best legends to pick and what are the worst legends to pick. So for character balance, they're looking at a combination of things, which includes the pick rate, win rate, character variation, character matchups, yada yada. And of course, most importantly, player feedback. The results between the 5 small and medium rig characters have been positive. They say that their large rig characters, such as Gibraltar, are underpowered and their natural size appears to be a large contributor. No pun intended. They're adjusting those sizes so the hitboxes are a better fit to that model. And if these changes are not enough to bring these characters kind of on an even playing field, they're going to be considering a range of other changes like adjusting damage and power tweaks such as that. They don't want to go overboard, but they're in the process of improving that part of the game. Like I said in the beginning, they don't want to make a lot of changes off the bat because it takes time to adjust to these changes, learning that particular legend and all the ins and outs, even the little small variations of change. I'm sure their goal is to figure out what's going to be the best change it, and then hopefully they'll never have to touch it again. They want to try to increase the power level of the large rig characters before they do any type of big nerf to anyone else, because if they make small adjustments, then it's a healthier result for everyone else. At the start of Season 1, some of the major balance changes will be, like I said, the hitbox size reductions and optimizations for Caustic, Pathfinder, and Gibraltar. They will be better sizing the hitboxes of these characters. They're going to make these adjustments, and because there'll be a major impact on the game, they're going to take their time and not rush it out. If these changes prove to be insufficient, then they'll consider additional adjustments during Season 1. They've also continued to do some minor balance changes with certain characters like Caustic's traps, reducing their cooldown to 25 seconds to 30 seconds, the radius and proximity radius by 10% and removed a 1-second delay on the smoke dealing damage to players. I did not even know that the smoke dealt damage, but now I know. The Pathfinder's insider knowledge, they'll be increasing the number of beacons from 10 to 12 beacons. Lifeline, they've removed a slight chance that gold armor and helmets would drop in her care packages. Raids into the Void has increased the cooldown from 20 to 25 seconds. That's obviously a little bit of a nerf. Not sure quite yet if that's going to be a big impact or not. In Bangalore, the double time on her movement speed bonus has been reduced to 30% from 40%, a whole 10%. That is a lot. Like I said, I'm not mad. I like to play Bangalore. This is obviously going to affect me personally. I do like to try other characters. If they're trying to make an even playing field, I totally understand. I see where they're coming from. I don't oppose. As long as it's a betterment for the game as a whole and I continue to enjoy the play, maybe this will help me expand to other things. Anyways, just want to say thank you, Respawn, for making this game. I really enjoy it so far. I really appreciate that you are taking all the feedback of the millions of players that have downloaded this game. And I hope that the next round of changes will be even better. So far, I have not had any problems with the update at all, and we'll see how this goes later on. I appreciate you coming by and watching this little short clip on the live update that just got released less than 24 hours ago. If you like this video, drop a like below, subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you next time. God bless.
Hi, I'm KissK, and welcome to my channel. Here you're going to see everything you need to see, from jumping out of planes to shooting all the enemies, and I'm going to be right here with you through the whole process.
I hope you die first.